Chapter 5, The Destiny of Mankind. As we gaze in retrospect beyond the immediate past and survey in however cursory a manner the vicissitudes afflicting an increasingly tormented society, and recall the strains and stresses to which the fabric of a dying order has been increasingly subjected, we cannot but marvel at the sharp contrast presented, on the one hand, by the accumulated evidences of the orderly unfoldment and the uninterrupted multiplication of the agencies of an administrative order designed to be the harbinger of a world civilization, and, on the other hand, by the ominous manifestations of acute political conflict, of social unrest, of racial animosity, of class antagonism, of immorality and of irreligion, proclaiming in no uncertain terms the corruption and obsolescence of the institutions of a bankrupt order. The winds of despair, writes Baha'u'llah, as he surveys the immediate destinies of mankind, are, alas, blowing from every direction, and the strife that divides and afflicts the human race is daily increasing. Such shall be its plight, he in another connection has declared, that to disclose it now would not be meet and seemly. These fruitless strifes, he on the other hand, contemplating the future of mankind, has emphatically prophesied in the course of his memorable interview with the Persian Orientalist Edward J. Brown, these ruinous wars shall pass away, and the most great peace shall come. These strifes and this bloodshed and discord must cease, and all men be as one kindred and one family. All nations and kindreds, Abdu'l-Baha likewise has written, will become a single nation. Religious and sectarian antagonism, the hostility of races and peoples, and differences among nations will be eliminated. All men will adhere to one religion, will have one common faith, will be blended into one race and become a single people. All will dwell in one common fatherland, which is the planet itself. What we witness at the present time, during this gravest crisis in the history of civilization, recalling such times in which religions have perished and are born, is the adolescent stage in the slow and painful evolution of humanity, preparatory to the attainment of the stage of manhood, the stage of maturity, the promise of which is embedded in the teachings and enshrined in the prophecies of Baha'u'llah. The tumult of this age of transition is characteristic of the impetuosity and irrational instincts of youth. Its follies, its prodigality, its pride, its self-assurance, its rebelliousness and contempt of discipline. The ages of its infancy and childhood are past, never again to return, while the great age, the consummation of all ages, which must signalise the coming of age of the entire human race, is yet to come. The convulsions of this transitional and most turbulent period in the annals of humanity are the essential prerequisites and herald the inevitable approach of that age of ages, the time of the end, in which the folly and tumult of strife that has, since the dawn of history, blackened the annals of mankind, will have been finally transmuted into the wisdom and the tranquillity of an undisturbed, a universal and lasting peace, in which the discord and separation of the children of men will have given way to the worldwide reconciliation and the complete unification of the diverse elements that constitute human society. This will indeed be the fitting climax of that process of integration which, starting with the family, the smallest unit in the scale of human organisation, must, after having called successively into being the tribe, the city-state and the nation, continue to operate until it culminates in the unification of the whole world, the final object and the crowning glory of human evolution on this planet. It is this stage which humanity, willingly or unwillingly, is resistlessly approaching. It is for this stage that this vast, this fiery ordeal which humanity is experiencing in mysteriously paving the way. It is with this stage that the fortunes and the purpose of the faith of Baha'u'llah are indissolubly linked. It is the creative energies which his revelation has released that have instilled into humanity the capacity to attain this final stage in its organic and collective evolution. It is with the golden age of his dispensation that the consummation of this process will be forever associated. It is the structure of his new world order, now stirring in the womb of the administrative institutions he himself has created, that will serve both as a pattern and a nucleus of that world commonwealth which is the sure, the inevitable destiny of the peoples and nations of the earth. Just as the organic evolution of mankind has been slow and gradual, and involved successively the unification of the family, the tribe, the city-state and the nation, so has the light vouchsafed by the revelation of God at various stages in the evolution of religion and reflected in the successive dispensations of the past, been slow and progressive. Indeed, the measure of divine revelation in every age has been adapted to and commensurate with the degree of social progress achieved in that age by a constantly evolving humanity. It hath been decreed by us, explains Baha'u'llah, that the word of God and all the potentialities thereof shall be manifested unto men in strict conformity with such conditions as have been foreordained by him who is the all-knowing, the all-wise. Should the word be allowed to release suddenly all the energies latent within it, no man could sustain the weight of so mighty a revelation. All created things, Abdu'l-Baha, elucidating this truth, has affirmed, have their decree or stage of maturity. The period of maturity in the life of a tree is the time of its fruit-bearing. The animal attains a stage of full growth and completeness, and in the human kingdom, man reaches his maturity when the light of his intelligence attains its greatest power and development. Similarly, there are periods and stages in the collective life of humanity. At one time, it was passing through its stage of childhood, at another, its period of youth. But now it has entered its long-predicted phase of maturity, the evidences of which are everywhere apparent. That which was applicable to human needs during the early history of the race can neither meet nor satisfy the demands of this day, this period of newness and consummation. Humanity has emerged from its former state of imitation and preliminary training. Man must now become imbued with new virtues and powers, new moral standards, new capacities, new bounties, perfect bestowals are awaiting and already descending upon him. The gifts and blessings of the period of youth, although timely and sufficient during the adolescence of mankind, are now incapable of meeting the requirements of its maturity.